This was homework, section 2.6. 2.6, this was actually day 3. This was day 3 homework. We have to describe the transformations. Question number 1, I want to first state the parent function. What is the parent function in this problem?
Absolute.
It's the absolute value of x. So what are the transformations? And I want to start with is there a letter A? Remember the A value? It goes like this. It goes f of x equals c parenthesis a parenthesis x minus b parenthesis plus d. There is no A value on any of these problems today, but there is a B and possibly a C and possibly a D value. So I'm going to write B. I'm going to do the B value first. What are we doing here? We are shifting the graph horizontally what?
Left 1.
1 unit left. What's the next thing we do? What's the C value?
Reflection.
Reflection over the x-axis. And there's another C value. What's the other C thing we're doing? Vertical stretch by 2. Stretch. And what's D?
Down
3 down. So what your graph should look like after you graphed it, the original parent function starts here, but we're going to go 1 left, 3 down, and your graph is going to be upside down. Check these points out. You should have these ones, and this is what your picture should look like. Does it? Whoops, a little off. Is everyone okay? All right, let's do the next one. This one, the parent function is g of x equals x squared, right? And there is no A, there's no horizontal stretch or compression, but there is a B, it's a 2 units right. Remember, we go opposite. And we're going to reflect this over the x-axis. And we're going to go for D, we're going to go 3 up. So we normally start at the origin, but we're going to go 2 right, and we're going to go 3 up. Right there, that's your new vertex. And because this is upside down, instead of going over 1, up 1, we're going to go over 1, down 1. Over 2, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then right here. And I'm going to just draw my upside down parabola, like that. Next one, number 3. This one, there's no A value, but the B value is 3 units left. C is a reflection over the x-axis, so it's upside down. And it's a vertical compression by 1/3. So it's going to be wider, it's opening up, and then 2 units down, right? 2 down.
Does it matter if you put a negative on here?
Well, did you write reflect, to describe the transformation, did you write reflection over the x-axis? Yeah, the negative doesn't go, the compression doesn't have anything to do with the negative, it's the 1/3 that matters, okay? So for this one, where are we going to start? We're going to start at -3, -2. And it's upside down, and it's 1 to 3. That's your ratio, 1 to 3. And you can keep going, but unfortunately we're off the graph right here. Do you have a question?
Yeah, so it's above 1, it's a stretch. And
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, number 4. This one I'm going to use the T-chart to show you. This one, there's no A value, but the B value is 2 units right. And for C, it's a vertical stretch by, by 3. If you looked at your parent function, x and y, and we did this like we've been doing for the last few days, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. What this number does inside, you are going to add 2 to your x values. So let's make a new t-chart to show you how to do this one if you're not sure. You're going to add 2 to all these x values. Can you add 2 to negative 2? What do you get? 0. Add 2. Add 2. Add 2. Add 2. You get 4. Now see this number, this 3 outside? This changes your y value. You are going to multiply all of your y values by 3. So 3 times the y value. So if we multiply these y values by 3, we get a 12, we get a 3, we get a 0, we get a 3, and we get a 12. So now all we have to do is graph these 5 points, and we're good. 0, 12. Unfortunately, my graph only goes to 8. So we're just going to pretend 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to make it up. And then 1, 3 is there. And then 2, 0 is here. And 3, 3 is here. And 4, 12 is way up here. So if we connect our graph, our dots, make a U-shaped figure, that is the graph of y equals 3 times x minus 2 squared. What we've done is we've taken the parent function and we've shifted it 2 units right, and we stretched it, made it skinnier. It's a vertical stretch by a factor of 3. What's your question?
So the first t-chart you made on the left is just with the parent.
This is the parent function, yes. This is y equals x squared. And then these numbers tell you what to do to the x or to the y value, okay? And do you want me to review that really fast with you, what to do, if you need to know? So if you have y equals, this is the form that we do. Okay, A and B. Now, all of these problems didn't have an A value. But if there was an A value, first you start here with A. You multiply the x values by 1 over whatever A is. Then what you do is you add the opposite. See, whatever this is, you do the opposite, you add that to that new x value. You do that first. So that's those two affect your x value. Then for C and D, you're going to multiply the y value by C, and then you add whatever D is, add D to the y value. Does that help you? Okay, so that's how you make a T-chart. Okay, let's go back to the homework. Number 5. Do you remember the pattern for the parent function is g of x equals square root of x? Do you remember the parent function here? It was, you take all of your x values and you square root them. The ones that we feel most comfortable with are these 4, because the square root of 0 is 0, square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of 9 is 3. So this is the parent function. I think we should review it because it's not one that we use a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. The other ones I'm not going to put on here because 9, 3 is off my page. So now, describe the transformation. This is simple. All we're going to do is go 1 unit right and 3 up. So all we do is take these points and you're going to go over 1 and up 1, 2, 3. Now if you want to just start here and then do that pattern, over 1, up 1, over 4, up 2, that's cool. You can go over 1, up 1 here, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 2, and you're done. Very simple. That's your transformation. Okay? And then number 6 is easy. All you're gonna do is go one left. Because of that, you're gonna reflect it over the x-axis, and you're gonna go, how many units down? 3. And it's a parent, you should recognize the parent function is x squared. So let's start with our vertex. We're gonna go over 1, down 3, right there. And from here, we've gotta go upside down. So over 1, down 1, and over 2, down 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll be off the page if we keep going. So let's just stop there. Questions? Okay, now the last 4 problems, you're asked to write the equation. For number 7, if we're going to, anytime you see the word vertical, that number goes outside. So we've got f of x equals, we're gonna put a half outside, and that's the parent function. We're gonna put an absolute value. We're gonna do a horizontal we're gonna go 3 to the left. So what should I write inside? Plus 3, good. And I'm gonna reflect this over the x-axis, so where do I put a negative? Outside or inside? And then 2 up. Done? Number 8, this one is a reflection across the x-axis, a horizontal stretch. The word horizontal goes inside or outside?
Outside.
Horizontal is
Outside.
inside.
Oh.
Vertical is outside. So this is f of x equals, okay, so I've got x squared, but I'm gonna go horizontally stretching this by a factor of 3. So we have to flip this one. This is gonna be 1/3. And now this is a hard one. It's saying left 4.
Plus 4.
So we do plus 4. Now be careful because you want to separate these two like that. We want this to say left 4. Now don't forget to square, and it's reflection across the x-axis, so there should be a negative out in front. Next, number 9, we're going to horizontally, that means inside. If we're going to compress this by a factor of 1/4, this is what we have, f of x equals, instead of 1/4, we have to flip this. We flip 1/4, and you're going to have a 4. Like that, 4, not 1/4. The word horizontal compression, you flip that. That should be a positive 4. And if we reflect this over the y-axis, we have to put a negative with that. And we're going to vertically translate this 3 units up. So this is a plus 3 up here. So I don't have anything else. I'm just going to put my x there. Done.
Wait, so if it's a horizontal compression,
You always flip, just like we did here. Right here, this was a horizontal stretch. By a factor of 3, we flipped it.
So if it's a stretch or a conversion?
Anytime you see the word horizontal, flip it.
Alright.
Anytime you see the word horizontal, flip it. Okay? And then number 10, we've got vertical. Vertical, we don't change that one. So this one's going to be f of x equals a stretch by 3. The 3 goes outside. We're going to vertically translate this 3 units down. So it's going to be a big minus 2 down. We're going to horizontally translate this 4 left. Remember, this is the opposite, so we're going to do absolute value, and we're going to do x plus 4, and we're going to reflect this over the y-axis. Now, what's wrong with where do I have to put the negative? Inside. So watch this. You're going to want to do this. Inside, and then put an x, and then put your plus 4. Be careful. That's a hard one. You want the parentheses with the plus 4. You're going 3 left. Now, what if I would have put a negative right here? It would be wrong because this is saying 4 units. You're going to be saying 4 units right if you leave it like that, because you'd have to factor out the negative. So watch that one. That's a little tricky. Okay? So this is the correct answer right here. Unless you put the parenthesis here with the negative, just watch that one. All right, can you hit stop, record? Thank you.
Bye.